Good morning from Las Vegas. Sorry, I have nowhere to set my camera up really, so it's going to be a little bit shaky. I just got done with our workout. We're here, for those of you that don't know, we're at the Leadership Retreat in Las Vegas. It's been a packed full days of CAB meetings, Coach Advisory Board meetings, which I'm ending my term of serving on that. And then last night was the opening ceremony, and we're going on to today to workshops in the morning and in the afternoon. It's going to be super awesome. I'm really excited because we get to listen to Mel Robbins. And that's where I'm going to plug you guys and say, watch Mel Robbins, anything on Mel Robbins and the 5-second rule on YouTube, and you're going to understand who Mel Robbins is. But that's who we're going to have the opportunity to spend time with after we eat breakfast here in just a minute. But I want to share some thoughts and some tips. I know I titled this, I Don't Want to Win, and I'm going to explain my reasoning and thinking behind that. So I see a lot of you guys hopping on. Yesterday we had the opportunity to be with Jason Jennings. He's the author. I think he's written 5 books, but he's interviewed thousands of companies, including billion-dollar companies, CEOs, to figure out what makes a company the most successful. He's interviewed and found out from one of the companies that has a 98% employee retention rate of millennials. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. I got to learn from him, and how can I engage millennials in the workplace and in running a business and teach that. So we learned a lot of good information from him. You guys are lucky because I recorded the entire thing. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. I put it on my YouTube channel late last night. So you guys can watch that. It's titled Jason Jennings. So make sure you watch that. It's on my normal YouTube channel. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is, you know, when you're like, I've had this saying and this thought that says, or I tell my coaches, people that I work with, I'm going to, like, I have the mentality, like, I'm going to get to the top of the mountain or I'm going to die trying. You'll find me dead at the side of the mountain. I'm going to get there, I'm going to be dead I'm going to be dead at the side of the mountain. And I have that mentality, so I'm willing to go through all the hard stuff that it's going to take to be able to accomplish our goals. And that's part of the reason we're here, because I've done that for 7 years straight. So, but what I heard and learned yesterday that really made me think about something on a deeper level is I don't want, like, I'm putting it so that there's no summit of the mountain. And he was talking to and interviewing a very successful billion-dollar company CEO that also had that mindset and philosophy of there's not a top of the mountain. And he said, because when you get to the top of the mountain, the only way to go is back down. And so he wants to always be climbing for his entire life. And so as I think about that, that's something I want to do as well, because I don't ever want to get to the very top, let's say, and just be there and be like, okay, what's next? I want to always continue to grow and challenge myself. So my challenge to each and every one of you guys is to just start climbing. Take the small steps, start climbing every day. Like, if I look at the big mountain of where I want to be, I'm only 36 years old, and I'm going to be climbing for another 40 plus years. And so I think it's important that you understand that process, that you're always going to be learning, always going to be growing. And something I've been thinking about a lot is we all have, and I wrote a post on it just the other day. Someone stopped me in the hall here when I was having this mixed juice thing that we were having. We were sitting around with our friends last night, and someone stopped us and said, thank you for writing that post about the mindset the other day, about being positive and being negative. Like, two people in the same situation, basically one sees it, the positive of it, one sees the negative of it. And what I want you guys to know is we all have negative people in our lives as you go to climb this mountain. There's going to be negative people in your lives, and some of them are going to be family and close friends, and you can't completely get rid of them. You know, you hear people say, get rid of negative people in your life, surround yourself with positive people. I believe that to be true, but some of those people might be close to you. Could be family members, could be parents, could be siblings, could be anyone. But the one thing that I want you guys to know is that you can love yourself enough to not concern yourself with what they think about you, or let their negative energy impact the way that you see yourself, you see the world, and the way that you can see other people. So I know I'm like jumping all over, but another thought just came to my mind that I wanted to share with you guys briefly before I head off to this meeting with Mel Robbins is, I was thinking about, we were talking with David and Kristen Atkins, Gabby and I were, about how, like, we've been traveling, right? We went to New York City, then we went to London, and then now we're here in Las Vegas. And people say things to us like, oh, aren't you afraid to go to London? There's terrorist attacks, there's bombs, or you go to New York City and they're like, people are running people over, and there's terrorist attacks, and Las Vegas recently with the shootings, and people are like, aren't you afraid to go there? And we thought it was kind of unique that we've gone to all three cities that's happened to in direct correlation with when they're happening, and we don't live in fear. Gabby and I, we try our best to not live in fear, to experience and enjoy life every single day, and not concern ourselves with things that are outside of our control, because that will steal your happiness and your joy in the moment. Because the truth of the matter is, bad things can happen anywhere. So why live in fear? Why be afraid of just living your life and doing the best that you can? Like, we're here for a short amount of time, so I encourage you guys not to live it in fear, and to just do the best you can, enjoy life, and hold tight to the ones that you love, and make that the thing that matters most in this life. So hope you guys, we got to run to breakfast and get to this meeting, so it's going to be short. Hi, Dad, I see you hopping on. We love you guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to watch that Jason Jennings that I put on my YouTube. And if you want, I can put Mel Robbins. I can maybe record Mel Robbins as well today. So we'll see you guys later, and peace.